Hi, I'm Eddie Matthews, General Manager with the Stratford and District Chamber of Commerce. And today we're profiling the University of Waterloo and how UW can assist with building your talent pipeline. Joining us today is Margaret Johnston, Executive Director, Co-operative Education. Marg Johnston works with prospective employers new to UWaterloo Co-op in Stratford and the surrounding area. And Kerry Lazenby is an account manager with UW and collaborates with universities, employment partners in Stratford and the surrounding area. Her goal is to ensure that organizations are successful in hiring co-op students to create a solid talent pipeline for the future. And Ross, we'll start with you first off. You know, and we all know how important arts and tourism, major drivers of the Stratford economy. How can Waterloo Co-op help address our unique talents, especially for this sector?
Well, Eddie, Waterloo Co-op is one of the largest co-op programs in the world. We have over 120 different co-op programs that students study in and businesses hire from. But specifically in terms of, we think about arts and tourism, we have arts and business students, for example. We also have fine arts students, and we have recreation and business students. So they would be an ideal fit for arts and tourism within the Stratford area. We also have something, again, that's well known within Stratford. We also have global business and digital arts students, or GBDA as we lovingly call it. And that's facilitated out of our Stratford School of Interaction, Design and Business. These GBDA students are available in the summer and are great fits to fill a variety of positions in this sector. Because Waterloo students are trained with valuable skill sets for any industry really, there could be a strong candidate from any number of our programs. Interdisciplinary hiring may lead to a good match as well. You know, the type of thing when Kerry and Marg work with businesses that they often hear is surprise at the various types of programs that students are hired from, because it doesn't seem to be necessarily a natural fit. But I think that's just testament to the transferable skill set that our overall student body has.
You know what, and I'll echo what you just said, because, and it's sad that COVID has stopped some of the open houses, because when I see what the students are able to do in the digital program, it's absolutely amazing. And there's some jobs that these students are going for that weren't even around a few years ago. These are newly created jobs. But one thing that remains the same, and Kerry, I'll throw this at you. What does the hiring process look like during COVID? The world doesn't stop. You know, we're doing interviews that are done remotely or behind a mask. Do the same principles hold true if companies are looking at bringing co-op students, since the students are doing classes, you know, online these days?
Yeah, actually, we were well set up before this happened because we have so many staff in our department that worked remotely already. We have a lot of systems and processes in place for remote work for our staff to begin with. However, there was quite a few that had to transition overnight to remote work, and it was a team effort because we had to make that process seamless for our employers to and students to get through the co-op process and hiring processes for the next term. So you're right, all the interviews are being done virtually right now, and employers can use their choice, whether that's, you know, Google Meets, Microsoft Team, or just telephone, good old fashioned telephone interviews. And so we're still working with them to organize those interviews, and it's working quite well. We are actually really excited about a new initiative through our Waterloo Work site. We are close to launching webcam integration into our own system. So that will make the process even more seamless for employers that choose to interview through that platform. So we're really excited about that. We've also adjusted our recruiting cycles this past term and plan to do it in the winter term for this spring recruitment. So spring term, we mean May to August. And basically we've reduced the amount of time in the typical recruiting cycle we had in the past from 6 weeks in one main round to 2 shorter cycles, so 3 weeks each, to give employers more flexibility. So if they weren't ready to post right at the start, they could jump into the recruiting cycle a bit quicker than they were able to in the past. So that has proven to be quite successful this term, which is why we're going to try it again during the winter term, as I mentioned. One item to note in particular, we're talking about, remote work from home jobs and everything else, but I want your members and local businesses in the area to know that we still have students working on site. So whether it's in manufacturing facilities or, retirement home, students can still work on site. Companies don't have to think it has to be strictly remote, as long as it's clear in the job description where, the location is, and that's all the public health guidelines are in place. That's just fine. And we continue to have students work in both atmospheres.
Yeah, they do such an amazing job. It blows me away when I'm talking to the students and the staff and how resilient they are during this time. Overall, and I'll throw this to Margaret or for Russ, overall, what advice or tips do you have for organizations, for businesses looking to strengthen their talent pipeline?
Yeah, I would say, Eddie, for businesses to clearly, if they can, reflect their organization's values to bridge any gaps between you and the next generation of talent. Maybe by reframing perceptions that might be out there about company culture or the industry in itself, to try and attract those stronger candidates. So thinking about reviewing your narrative, reviewing your online presence, or creating a desire to actually go there so that students could be engaged in that. Things like rewriting your job descriptions so that it's not just a long task list, for example, but it's more something where the students can see that they've got the ability to come in and enable things to evolve. And really just try to engage with students as best as you can. If it's possible, host those virtual events. If you can share things like video of who the colleagues are, what the workplace potentially is like, what the work is like. Those are all things that are wonderful in helping to sort of paint that picture that might attract that young talent. I think as well, considering your own quality assurance processes to strengthen the type of experiences that you have to offer. So think about offering meaning and purpose through the work or the projects. This is something that the incoming generations are really interested in. So let that young talent contribute, as I mentioned, and collaborate, explore new ways to support them digitally, and providing professional development and ongoing training opportunities. This is a generation that has a strong desire for lifelong learning. So there's an ability there to embrace that and to also stay connected with the students as they go through their co-op journey at the University of Waterloo, because you never know, you might want to hire them when they graduate.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Margaret Johnston, you can probably echo those statements.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, that's such a great question, Eddie. And I would say that really the best way of strengthening your talent pipeline is to bring in Waterloo Co-op talent. Our students bring a fresh, bright perspective to workplaces and sometimes a new way of problem solving to an organization. By working with a co-op student, you will be able to determine if they're a good fit for your organization in an ongoing capacity. And as Ross touched on, if it's a good fit, employers often hire our students for multiple co-op work terms with the eventual goal of hiring them on upon graduation into full-time roles. So it's really the best way of building that talent pipeline. So important skills for employers to look for when they're hiring are adaptability, great communication skills, the ability to collaborate. Are the students self-directed and do they have good digital and technological skills? So these are really transferable skills that will be increasingly important for their future workforce and are really a great value add to these organizations.
Yeah, if they haven't been able to adapt in the past year, I don't know what what will change for them at that. Kerry, we'll give you the last word here. Is there some information that we can direct people to on the website, and what's the best way of contacting you and the rest of the departments?
Sure. Well, it would be great to just, you can give Marg or myself a call directly. We'd be happy to speak to you about your needs. You can also email hire.talent@uwaterloo.ca or go to our Hire Waterloo website, and we'll likely be able to show you a slide after this video that students can go to. So one other comment, if you don't think co-op, is a fit at this point, we also advertise jobs for full-time positions. So whether you're targeting new graduates or perhaps someone with a few years experience, all alumni from the university has access to our job board. So free of charge for employers. It doesn't cost anything to post those jobs.
Some great information there. Ross, Marg, Kerry, thanks so much for your time today. I'm Eddie Matthews for the Stratford and District Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for watching.